Welcome everyone to our first module. Before we dive into the advanced strategies, we need to ensure our foundational website setup is flawless. Today, we are going to troubleshoot some common website building issues, review some design elements, and then transition into an incredibly powerful topic, tracking user behavior with Google Analytics. Let's get started by looking at some common roadblocks. A frequent issue when setting up a new WordPress site is that the homepage doesn't display correctly, or the URL shows unnecessary paths. To fix this, you must navigate to the backend settings. Under the reading settings, you need to explicitly tell WordPress to use a static page. Assign your designed homepage as the homepage, and your blog page as the post page. This ensures visitors land exactly where you want them to. If your header or footer isn't showing up, it's likely because you haven't created them or assigned them to the correct locations in the appearance and menu settings. When building these with Elementor, make sure you add a container. Adjust the height and width of this container to match your design specifications, and always check the responsive view to ensure it looks great on all devices. Reviewing your recent website builds, I see some great work, but there's room for improvement. Pay close attention to your padding and margins. Sometimes elements are too large in the center and too small on the sides. Make sure your layout choices, whether full width or boxed, are deliberate. Also, never leave blank sections on your live site, as it disrupts the user experience and looks unprofessional. It is fantastic to see some of you integrating AI chatbots and automations into your pages. This significantly boosts user engagement. However, don't neglect your core branding. Your logo needs to be crisp, properly sized, and clearly represent your brand's identity. If a logo isn't working or looks pixelated, it's sometimes better to use clean text until you have a high-quality graphic. We will cover more on branding in our social media modules. Now that our websites are taking shape, we are moving into a completely new and critical topic, search engine optimization, or SEO. This requires your complete focus. SEO is not what it used to be. It has evolved significantly, especially with the integration of AI and search engines. To succeed in SEO today, your website must be fully ready and technically sound, which is why we spend time perfecting our setups. To truly understand how our SEO and marketing efforts are performing, we rely on Google Analytics. The first step is identifying where our active users are coming from. Are they typing our URL directly? Are they finding us through Google or Bing searches? Or are they clicking a link on our Instagram? By tracking these specific channels, we can see exactly which marketing efforts are driving the most traffic to our website. Once we know where they come from, we need to see what they are doing. Analytics allows us to track which specific pages users are viewing, like our upcoming classes, masterclasses, or admission forms. More importantly, we can monitor the average engagement time. If users are spending over a minute on a specific course page, it indicates high interest. This data is crucial for understanding user behavior. By analyzing the performance of specific landing pages, such as web design or Python courses, we gather actionable intelligence. Big companies like Daraz use this exact same method to track add-to-cart actions. We look at all this data, from traffic sources to time spent on page, to make informed business decisions. This is how we formulate our strategies and decide which new courses or products to launch next. As we prepare to dive deeper into these analytics and SEO strategies, there are a few technical prerequisites you must complete. First, ensure your website's structural build is 100% finished. Next, you need to have Google Analytics properly set up and linked to your site. Finally, install and configure the Rank Math SEO plugin. Having these tools active is essential as we move forward into the practical, hands-on optimization techniques in our next session. Moving directly into search engine optimization, it is important to recognize that modern SEO has heavily integrated artificial intelligence. The landscape is quite different now than it was just a few years ago. Our focus will cover several core areas: keyword research, on-page optimization, off-page strategies, technical SEO, and local SEO. Fundamentally, you must stop thinking of a website as just a digital brochure. A website is a living business entity, and SEO is your primary engine for organic marketing. The ultimate objective is to secure a spot on the first page of search results, as visibility directly dictates your business success. It always begins with a specific question. For example, if a user types "best WordPress developer in Nepal," the search engine's goal is to provide the most accurate answer. If your site is optimized for those exact terms, it appears as the solution to their problem, capturing highly targeted traffic. Think of Google as an unimaginably massive library. When a user wants to find a specific book, they do not browse randomly. They type a precise keyword into the catalog. Your job is to ensure your content perfectly matches those search queries so the algorithm hands them your book first. And placement is everything. People rarely click through to the second page of search results. If your content is not optimized to appear right at the top, it essentially does not exist to the average user. This is why understanding the algorithm's constant updates is absolutely critical for maintaining your digital presence. From a business perspective, SEO operates as a highly effective funnel. It starts by increasing your overall visibility on search engines. That visibility drives targeted traffic to your website. Once there, that traffic converts into qualified leads, which ultimately transform into actual sales. It is a seamless, organic growth mechanism. The best part about this organic funnel is the required investment. Unlike paid advertising where you pay per click, organic SEO relies on your investment of time, thorough research, and proper techniques. Once established, it provides sustainable, long-term returns without constantly draining your marketing budget. It is highly cost-effective. To achieve these results, we divide SEO into several foundational pillars. The primary three are on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and technical SEO. We also include local SEO, which governs those map results you see when searching for nearby businesses. Mastering these pillars allows for rapid ranking improvements. Let us look briefly at on-page SEO. This encompasses everything you do directly on your website during and after its creation. It involves structuring your headers, organizing your footers, and ensuring your content layout is easily readable. If Google cannot read your layout, even the best product will remain completely hidden. Once your SEO starts driving traffic, we need to track it, which brings us to Google Analytics. This tool allows us to monitor user behavior on the site, such as when a customer adds an item to their cart. By observing these actions, we can formulate data-driven strategies for further optimization. For instance, Analytics provides real-time tracking capabilities. You can literally watch the active user count jump from 24 to 25 the second someone lands on your contact page. Monitoring these live interactions gives us the exact data we need to understand how our audience navigates the site, leading us into our next analytical framework. Moving right into our next core topic, let's break down on-page SEO. This refers to all the optimizations you perform directly inside your website while you are building it. It includes structural decisions, like where to place your headers and footers, as well as how your content is laid out on the page. Beyond just layout, on-page optimization is heavily focused on your content. This means refining your titles and keywords so search engines understand your topic. It also involves technical tweaks, like compressing images to reduce file size and creating a strong internal linking structure to connect your pages together. Now, contrast that with off-page SEO. If on-page is everything inside your website, off-page involves all the activities you do outside of your website to improve your search rankings. This relies heavily on building relationships with other site owners, engaging in public relations, and executing influencer marketing campaigns. The most critical component of off-page SEO is building backlinks. Think of a backlink as a vote of confidence. If someone takes your website URL and places it on their site as a reference, or if they write a review about your business and link back to you, search engines count that as a strong signal of your site's authority. To understand how effective your off-page efforts are, we use tools like Ahrefs to analyze our backlink profile. You can see exactly how many backlinks your site has accumulated, for example, 1,100 links. We also look at the quality of those links, checking how many are do follow and identifying the specific referring domains, like academic institutions or industry blogs. As your domain authority grows from these backlinks, your keyword rankings will improve. You can track specific search terms like a local course offering and watch your site climb to the first page. Keep in mind that rankings fluctuate based on the specific location and keyword used, so monitoring these positions is an ongoing process. Before we dive into data platforms, we must briefly touch on technical SEO. This is the back-end infrastructure of your site. It ensures that your pages load quickly, that the design adapts flawlessly to mobile devices, and most importantly, that search engine bots can actually crawl and index your content without running into errors. To manage that indexing and track our organic search presence, we use Google Search Console. Setting this up requires you to add your website as a property in the dashboard. You can manage multiple websites under one account. Once added, you must verify your ownership, usually through a DNS record or an HTML tag, which connects your site directly to Google search data. Once verified, you unlock the performance dashboard. Here, you can analyze data over specific timeframes, like the last 7 or 28 days. You will see exactly how many total clicks your site received from Google, alongside total impressions, which is how many times your site appeared in search results. You can even filter this data by specific countries, pages, or the devices your audience is using. Another vital feature here is the URL inspection tool. When you publish a new page that you want to rank immediately, you can paste the URL here to manually request indexing. While manual indexing is great for individual updates, larger websites with thousands of pages will require an automated XML sitemap, which we will set up shortly. It is important to distinguish between Google Search Console and Google Analytics, as you will need accounts for both. Search Console provides pre-click data. It tells you how you perform in search engine results before a user even visits your site. Analytics, on the other hand, provides post-click data, detailing exactly what users do, where they navigate, and how long they stay once they actually arrive on your pages. Moving right along into technical SEO, this area is often considered more straightforward but is absolutely critical. In technical SEO, we primarily look at the foundation of the website. This includes checking how fast the website loads, whether it is fully responsive across different devices, and ensuring that search engines are properly indexing the pages. Without these fundamental elements, even the best content won't rank. This is exactly why we previously discussed the importance of avoiding broken links. Having broken links on your site creates immediate technical issues that negatively impact user experience and signal to search engines that your site might be poorly maintained. Proper indexing and a clean, error-free structure are the absolute baseline requirements for success. A major part of ensuring that proper indexing happens is having a well-organized site structure. This heavily involves creating and submitting an XML sitemap. Think of an XML sitemap as a digital roadmap of your website that leads search engines to all your important pages. It guarantees that search engine crawlers can find and understand the hierarchy of your content without getting lost. Beyond the standard on-page, off-page, and technical pillars, there is another crucial dimension we need to look at, which is local SEO. While it might not always be listed in the basic frameworks, it is essential for businesses that serve specific geographic areas. We will dive into this specific strategy shortly to ensure you know exactly how to capture and convert local search traffic. Looking at our overall strategy pipeline, we have now touched upon the core pillars: on-page, off-page, and technical SEO. The next major phase we need to prepare for is comprehensive keyword research. We will be exploring the different types of keywords available, how to select the right ones for your specific niche, and the exact step-by-step process to integrate them into your broader strategy. Interestingly, all of these processes, from conducting page audits to optimizing content and planning keyword selection, can be significantly enhanced using AI tools. I will be providing you with specific AI prompts and resources that streamline these tasks. Understanding the core concepts first is necessary, but once you do, AI can help you execute these SEO strategies much faster and more efficiently. To ensure we can actually apply these concepts, especially the AI prompts and keyword research techniques, we need to focus on practical implementation. Make sure your domain and basic tool setups are completed. If there are any configuration issues, we will address them directly so that as we move forward, we can jump straight into the live practical application on a real domain. Moving right along to another crucial aspect of our strategy, let us look at local SEO, which is heavily driven by your Google business profile. Think about how a user searches. If they type a generic query like Java course, they see standard search results. But if they search for a specific brand or local institution, a map and a detailed profile appear on the side. That prominent display is local SEO in action, and we will be optimizing it practically. Before you can even worry about ranking or driving traffic, there is a fundamental step. Google actually needs to know your website exists. You might know your site is live, but Google does not automatically know. This is where indexing comes in. We use tools like Google Search Console to manually submit our website, ensuring Google's bots crawl our pages and add them to their searchable database. You might wonder if plugins like Google Sitekit are strictly mandatory for your site to rank. The short answer is no, they are not strictly required for ranking itself. However, Sitekit is incredibly useful because it prevents you from having to open multiple tabs manually. It connects directly to Google Search Console and Google Analytics, pulling all that critical performance data into one convenient dashboard inside your website. Let us clearly separate the two main branches of SEO, starting with on-page SEO. Simply put, on-page SEO includes every optimization you perform directly inside your own website. This means carefully crafting your title tags and meta descriptions, properly structuring your content with H1 and H2 heading tags, optimizing your images so they load quickly, and building strong internal links between your own pages. Additionally, ensuring your site has a mobile responsive design is a massive part of on-page SEO today. All of these internal tweaks make your site easily readable for both your users and the search engine bots, which is critical for ranking. Conversely, off-page SEO encompasses all the activities you do outside of your website to build trust and authority. Think of it as your website's reputation across the internet. This includes earning backlinks from other reputable sites, sharing your links on social media platforms like Facebook or in YouTube descriptions, writing guest posts, and getting brand mentions. It is all about proving to search engines that others trust your content. All of the data we gather from these SEO efforts, whether through SiteKit or analytics, does not just sit there. It becomes incredibly valuable when we start running paid campaigns. By understanding our organic traffic, we can refine our target audience for Google Ads. As we move into the next phase of our setup, we will look at how to generate and implement tracking pixels to capture this audience data even more effectively. Moving right into our setup phase, we need to understand two fundamental free tools provided by Google, Search Console and Analytics. While they work together closely, they serve distinct purposes for your website's overall visibility and data tracking. Google Search Console is your direct line of communication with the search engine. This is where we submit our site to be indexed, meaning we explicitly tell Google our pages exist. It also shows us exactly what search terms people use to find our content. On the other hand, Google Analytics is all about user behavior once they actually land on your site. It tells you their age, location, and which pages they spend the most time on, empowering you to make data-driven marketing decisions. To connect these tracking tools to a WordPress website practically, we use a dedicated plugin. If you navigate to your plugin section and search for Google, you'll find the official SiteKit by Google plugin. This integrates Analytics and Search Console into one dashboard. A quick word of caution before you install or update any plugins. Always ensure your theme and existing plugins are fully compatible, and absolutely take a full site backup first. Updating blindly can sometimes break your website's layout. While Google is the giant in the room, it is certainly not the only search engine out there. Depending on your target audience, you might need to index your website on alternative platforms to maximize your global reach and traffic. For instance, Yandex is heavily used in Russia, and Baidu dominates in China. As a beginner, I strongly recommend getting familiar with Google and Microsoft Bing first. Once you master indexing there, you can expand to these regional search engines. When you set up Search Console, Google needs concrete proof that you actually own the domain you are trying to index. The most common and secure method is DNS verification. You will be provided with a specific TXT record that you must copy. You then take this copied record and paste it into your domain's DNS configuration panel. This might be located in your cPanel, Cloudflare account, or directly with your domain registrar. Once saved, Google pings this record to verify your ownership. All this tracking data becomes incredibly powerful when we run paid advertisements. We use something called a tracking pixel, like the metapixel. Imagine a user visits an e-commerce site, looks at a specific product, and leaves without completing the purchase. The exact moment they view that product, the pixel silently captures that specific interaction. It knows exactly what item was viewed and links it to the user's browser profile, building a highly targeted audience segment. Because the pixel captured that intent, the advertising system can automatically retarget them. The next time they open Facebook, they will see an ad for that exact product. We will be setting up the foundation for these campaigns next, starting with keyword research and meta tags. Moving right along with our setup, the next crucial step is verifying your domain. You will need to copy the DNS records provided and add them to your server configuration. To make this process smoother, we use the Google SiteKit plugin. Ensure you log in and verify Google Search Console using the exact same email address you have been using, as mixing emails will cause connection issues. Once verified, we move into setting up Google Analytics, specifically a GA4 property. You will start by entering your property name, which is typically your website or subdomain name. It's important to select your specific region, such as Nepal, so the reporting time zone automatically adjusts to your local time. You can leave the currency at its default setting for now, as the primary focus is tracking user behavior. Next, Google Analytics will ask for your business details. You need to select an industry category that closely matches your website, like computer and electronics or other business. Following this, you will choose your business objectives. It is generally recommended to select multiple objectives, such as tracking user retention, monitoring traffic flow, and observing sales drivers. This comprehensive selection ensures you gather robust data across all user interactions. After accepting the terms and conditions, you must set up a data stream. Since we are tracking a website, select the web platform. Enter your exact domain name and give the stream a recognizable name. Make sure that enhanced measurement is toggled on, as this automatically tracks page views, scrolls, and outbound clicks without needing extra code. This step generates your unique measurement ID. Pay close attention to the measurement ID generated here. You should copy and save this ID securely. We will need it later when integrating with Google Tag Manager or other third-party tools. Once this is set, it typically takes up to 48 hours for data to fully populate, though real-time tracking begins almost immediately. To verify that our analytics setup is functioning correctly, we can perform a quick live test. By having a group of people, or even just yourself on different devices, visit the website simultaneously, you can check the real-time reports in Google Analytics. If the active user count updates within a few seconds, you have successfully confirmed that the tracking script is firing properly across your site. Shifting our focus to the next major phase, we dive into keyword research and on-page SEO. Keyword research is the foundation of your entire SEO strategy. It dictates how we craft our meta titles, meta descriptions, and overall content structure. We will explore how to identify the exact search queries your audience is using and how to leverage AI tools to format our content effectively around those keywords. To implement our SEO strategy, we require a robust tool like the Rank Math SEO plugin. During the initial setup wizard, you will define your site type, such as a personal blog, and upload your site logo, ensuring it meets the recommended dimensions of 112 by 112 pixels. We will also configure schema markup, specifically for blog posts, which helps search engines understand the content of your content much better. Finally, it is vital to set realistic expectations for your SEO journey. Ranking a new website on the first page of Google within a month is achievable, but it requires strict dedication. You must commit at least 1 hour every single day purely to keyword research and applying on-page SEO techniques. If you follow the structured process and remain consistent, you will see significant improvements in your search visibility. Now, let's take a look at how Google Analytics provides real-time tracking for a website. When multiple users access the site simultaneously, the dashboard immediately reflects this activity. We can see exactly how many users are currently active, where they are located geographically, and which channels brought them to the site, such as direct searches, Google, Bing, or social media platforms like Instagram. For instance, in a live scenario, you might observe 25 active users from Nepal and 2 from Indonesia. This level of detail allows website administrators to understand their audience's geographic distribution at any given moment. Furthermore, analyzing the traffic sources is crucial. It tells us whether users are typing the website URL directly, finding it through search engines like Google or Bing, or clicking a link on Instagram. This data helps in evaluating the effectiveness of different marketing channels. During the setup of Google Search Console, you might encounter some domain verification challenges, especially when working with subdomains. Sometimes indexing a subdomain can take longer or present errors compared to a main domain. If token verification is delayed, an alternative method is to download the provided HTML code and upload it to your website's header for verification. Moving on to a common WordPress issue, a student asked about creating a centralized image slider with navigation arrows using Elementor. The challenge here is that the free version of Elementor lacks the advanced slider widget needed for this specific layout. To achieve this, you generally need Elementor Pro. Alternatively, for those with a technical background, you could bypass the plugin limitation by inserting custom HTML code. As we wrap up, please ensure you complete your website creation by our next session. Your primary tasks are to set up Google Search Console and Google Analytics for your site, and to install and configure the Rank Math SEO plugin. If you encounter any issues while following the recordings, feel free to reach out in the group. See you next time.